It's a great morning here from our studios in Kokomlemle. Thanks for joining me for Joy News Interactive. My name is Benis Abu Bedu. Now, a lot has been happening over the weekend, and usually after a very busy weekend, it's very difficult to choose just some few issues to get interactive with you on. But after a careful deliberation, well, my team and myself managed to get this. So today we're going to be talking about Nana Akufo-Addo's promise to build 216 factories in every district. We'll also be talking about Father's Day because some social media trackers are saying that this is the best Father's Day so far as social media is concerned. And we'll also be talking about relationships, and I want to find out from you, especially the gentlemen, how many ladies you dated before you got married, or how many ladies you're hoping to date before you get married. But here's how to get interactive with us. Find us on Facebook. Our name is Joy News on TV. When you get onto Facebook, we've posted the various issues there. Please leave your comments in the comment section. You can also find us on Instagram. We are at Joy News on TV. You can also tweet at us at Joy News on TV. Alternatively, you can send me a WhatsApp message on 0560 800,000, 0560 800 000, and I'll be glad to read it in real time. So let's start with this. Now, it's an electioneering year, we all understand, and so promises, you'll be hearing them all the time. Promise here, promise that, promise everywhere. But this particular one seems to have created a lot of controversy, especially on social media, and people are talking about it. Now, here's it. The New Patriotic Party flag bearer, Nana Akufo-Addo, says he will build a factory in every district. And if you know, there are 216 districts in Ghana, and that's a lot of factories, if you ask me. Now, a lot of people are saying he should leave it for the private sector. Others think it's a move in the right direction. If you get onto myjoyonline.com, you see a lot of stories and a lot of angles to the story. But here on Joy News Interactive on Facebook, you've been telling us what you think about this particular promise from the NPP flag bearer. Isaac Nana Asari says, the only way to free ourselves from the shackles of poverty is by fixing our monetary system. If we are to do this, our monetary system must be stable and strong. This is the only way we can empower Ghanaians. We want to help the private sector to flourish, and we will establish factories in every district to help create jobs for the people. He's actually quoting Nana Akufo-Addo over there. Kwame Chumesi says, will he do this in his first 4 years or in 8 years? Okay, just bring some clarity to the issue. He says, I remember the MPP said building 200 day secondary schools wasn't possible when this was promised by the NDC. Now they want us to believe they can build 216 factories in every district. I wouldn't say he can't deliver. After all, he's able to do this. It will be in the interest of Ghana. Charles Mauli Eyisu Hede says, I would have believed Nana if he said 10, meaning each region will get one. But for all the districts, Charles thinks we should forget that one. He says, even Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump won't promise such. Hey, Charles, okay. Richard Appiah says, even if Nana decides to revive all agricultural plantations in Ghana, it will be more than what he's even talking about. In fact, this man is a visionary leader, and Ghana is blessed to have him, and will even be more blessed to have him as president of Ghana, God willing. Well, and he thinks November, December, because we are not too sure when the election is. But Musa Ibrahim says this man, well, he thinks he needs help. David Young said he thinks it's unrealistic, but there are two replies to that. And usually I'm always interested in how a comment creates some form of conversation. So let's see what the replies are to David Sedi's comments that the flag bearer of the MPP's promise to build a factory in every district is unrealistic. Now, okay, I think well, he says, I don't do partisan politics. If he said he would do it in every region, I would give it a thought. But this right here, we all know is just one of his fantasies, okay? There were actually two replies to that. I don't know where the other one went, but we can move on. Hedezi Amos says it's a joke. Frank Baumia says Nana will do it. Cranton Kwesi says, okay, so this one, I'm not interested in all the tribe issues. But Cranton Kwesi laughs and says he can't laugh. And James Lawson is asking to produce what? But let me just inform you about this. Nana Komia, you know him. he spoke on the Super Morning Show, and he says this is possible when you can combine 2 or 3 districts and build one factory if it is established that they have or they share the same raw material. You see, politics is interesting, but what Nana Akomia says, if we find out that 2 or 3 districts, well, they share the same raw material, then we can just build one for 2 or 3 districts. What do you think? Okay, so Delali Atiga laughs and says, well, see the old boy. Katie Wonder says, I pray we get one in K2 South. Sally for One Heart says, good father. Just to let you know that we picked some comments on the street about this particular one, but let me read your comments here on WhatsApp first. Hakim in Tamale. Oh, okay, you wish your father Haj Isa well, may his soul rest in peace. All right, Hakim, we hear you. And this one says, just as the MPP couldn't tell the source of their phantom-free SHS promise, Nana Kumia is contradicting his flag bearer on myjoyonline.com. Nana Kumia says they will combine 2 or 3 districts and build one factory. What happened to their promise to revamp all collapsed industries in 100 days? And in their 2008 manifesto, Akufo-Addo is very desperate. And this is from Berima Kubaji in Jenny. And this one is a laugh and says, you know what, the MPP have nothing to offer Ghanaians. How can Nana even say this? And this is from Ransford in Takwa. Abdul Rashid says, I think the NPP and Nana can deliver on their promises for what they proposed during their the Kufuor era. They fulfilled. Okay, Abdul Rashid thinks that this is not far-fetched. Nana Addo can deliver. And Madi Sana from Hamele says he cannot do it. And okay, someone is just sending us something. Okay, I'll check up on that and I'll get back to you on that. And this one says, this promise is coming from a man. Okay, Kubaji, I'm sorry, I can't read that. Fred Tabiri in Sunyani says, it took Kwame Nkrumah 9 years to build 306 factories. So how can Nana Addo come and tell us he can build 216 factories in 4 years? Let's be serious and sincere. Please, Nana Addo has not said he will do it in 4 or 8 years. He's just said he will do it. So we don't know if it's 4 or 8 years. But a lot of you are still sending us your comments here on Facebook. Yeah, there's a lot of issues to discuss. And let's find out from people on the streets. Like I said, we've been speaking to some of you, and here's what you had to say about this issue.
Actually, I like that comment because looking at we are complaining about unemployment, and for instance, I mean, job of late is a big issue. So it's a good idea. Actually, I really support that, and I wish everybody who comes on should advocate for that. I'm so grateful about that talk.
He said he's going to build factories in all the districts in Ghana. We wish him well. He should come and do it for us to see. Everybody comes and he talk blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, will come and tell you. They will say because of hippie that. So we want to see his action. No sweat.
Looking at what we are facing now, unemployment is being at a very high rate, where people complete school and they find it so difficult to be employed in a factory or in an institution. So if that's going to be his idea across the whole district in Ghana, we have to support him if willfully he comes on power. But that is another challenge for him because it's an election and anything can happen. But what I would urge him to do right is, if he can create this job opportunity, in as much as he's an opposition or he being at the opposition, if he can do that willingly from his heart and then support those who are not working, we will thank him.
I think it's perfect because most of the students, most of the youth are unemployed. They are home and they finish school and they don't have anything to do. Even if you have a vision to do something, there is no money to do it. So I think Akufo-Addo's strategy or his plan to say he wants to build factories and everything, I think is the best for the youth of the country. Yeah, it will reduce unemployment, stealing, sakawa, all those unnecessary things in the community. So I think that one is the perfect, and I think we have to go for it.
I think with the Akufo-Addo idea about building factories for all the 10 regions, I think it's a laudable idea, and we need to commend him. You understand about it and bring him on power. because I believe it will ease off the unemployment rate in the country and then create jobs and opportunities for the youth who have graduated from the various universities and polytechnics and have not gotten jobs. I think it's a laudable idea, and we must vote for him to come.
Issue with that kind of political talk is that politicians come and make promises, several of them. But when it comes to the crunch, when you push them to the wall, sometimes they don't deliver. So I have good wishes for Akufo-Addo. Let us pray that he comes to power. And let God help him to find the resources to bring those factories, because it is for the good of the country. So I wish him well.
And there you have it. The conversation continues here on WhatsApp. Very interesting comment here. And Aaron from Dadieso says, if for every region, it's okay, but for every district, and he says, I will not vote for such a promise. Thanks for your comment. Hakim in Tamale says, these factories are nothing but pure deception. If Ghana could do it in 4 years, then Ghana would have been better than America, UK, China, Saudi Arabia, etc. Ghana has gone past that, and that's what Hakim in Tamale thinks. This one says, this is not possible. Nana should give us a break. A desperate promise will not give you desperate votes. And this is Prof from UDS, and he says still JM. And well, some of you are sending us, okay, Joseph, I've seen your comment. I'll work on that. Thank you very much. But we know over the weekend it was Father's Day. How did you celebrate your dad? I'd like to know that here on Joy News Interactive. And if you're a father, how were you celebrated? We'll take a quick break, and when I come back, we'll be talking Father's Day here on Joy News Interactive. Please stay on. Thanks for joining me and staying with me on Joy News Interactive. My name is Benis Abubidi. Now, before the break, we're talking about a promise by the NPP flag bearer to build a factory in every district. Now, that's 216 factories. He hasn't told us if you'd like to do that in 4 years or in 8 years, but some of you have been commenting on it. I've read some of your comments already, but let me just pick this one here. This one says, we trust you, Nanato, and this is AJ Boache from Sunyani. This one says, Nana should leave Ghanaians alone. This is an empty promise. This is Philip from Sunyani. Okay, so I said we're going to talk about Father's Day, but before we do that, this one says, that's a cheap promise from Nana. He's got to cross the bridge first. And this is Mauli in Takrade. So before we go into all the issues about Father's Day and how well it trended on social media, let's talk about this man. Councillor Lutrot, I'm sure you know him. He's been in the news for various reasons, more especially for his very extreme stance when it comes to relationship counseling. Now, he said that he dated 35 ladies before he married. Check that out. Can you beat it? All right, let's pick some of his comments. Oh, it's actually 32 ladies. Forgive me, 32. I'm adding more to it. Sorry, Councillor, please. 32 ladies before marriage, and that's what he said. So I've been finding out from you, can you beat that record, or have you beating it? You know, and some of you are sharing very, very interesting comments here. Salom Nate says, I can't even count my own at age 25. By the time I turn your age, he sighs and says, only God knows. I want to stop this lifestyle, but I just can't stop it. It says, hashtag God have mercy. Salom, I pray that all your girlfriends don't see this, because trust me, very soon people will start screening you very well when you go to propose. But Brains Rich says, so shall we clap for you or what? Still you cheat? Oh, all right, okay, I'm sorry, Brains Rich. That's not, you can't, I'm not sure you can verify that. But Reagan says, Massa, do you know when some of us started? Far before JSS. Hey, says what you did was a timid approach. Simon calls that Name. Hey, I have a few good records. Hey, Reagan, you started before JSS. Hey, I don't want to know what your record is. So, Kaba Atao again says, so this man can't be stopped from making certain utterances. I wonder the sort of counseling he provides to his clients. And he says, hashtag we underscore Taya underscore come underscore you underscore Mr. underscore cause. Hey, some people can do some hashtags. So Charles Mauli says, I think most Ghanaians don't understand dating. Dating is not about the number of women or men you have sex with. Okay, so this is my problem also, because I've had this, when you're in high school or when you're in the university, people come around and they talk about relationships, especially if you went to a girls' school like mine. You have a lot of people coming in to advise you and all that. But one thing I realized is there's no clear definition on what dating is. Some people think dating is, oh, I've seen this lady, let's just go have lunch, let me know who you are. Others think dating is actually courtship. So it's really not clear. So maybe counselor didn't really, go into a deep relationship with them. He just met them and said, oh, let's go for lunch, just to know them a bit. But hey, I don't know what your definition of dating is. Jay Jawildo says, you haven't done anything, counselor. 78, not yet married, still counting. Okay, now I'm... All right. Okay, Sunny says, you people are selling your glory. May God have mercy on you. Some of you say 72, which is 72 children. 32 is 32 children. As many as you are dating is the number of children you are wasting. So be careful. Wow. Sunny says, why not? He didn't say he slept with 32 ladies before marrying. Rather, he dated them. Okay. Solomon Labi says, and you are happy saying it. You didn't just date 32 ladies. In fact, you broke the hearts of 32 ladies. Solomon, there are some ladies who break men's heart too. You can't tell. Maybe it's the ladies who left him. So you can't tell if he's the one who broke their heart. Maybe they broke his heart or so. But you're not too sure. Nana Asamoah says, I hope you'll be happy if your daughter is also dated by guys 32 times. He says, let's hope it happens. Well, Pascal Isaka says, 32, that's too small. I'm about to get 87 and counting, still not married. Guys, are you serious or you're just being sarcastic? Because I have cause to worry. 87, why? Are you trying to enter the Guinness World Book of Records? Jesse Tete Akwete says, that's why he speaks the mind of 32 women. You can imagine the level of confusion. Oh my word. Interesting, Jesse. So you think he's a confused man. So he speaks the mind of 32 women. Okay. Martin Bryant says, a friend of mine has lost count. He doesn't even remember some of the ladies he dated. He's telling the counselor to stop bragging. Okay. Let me pick this comment here. This one says, test all waters. The good book encourages us. 32 is just too high a number. I couldn't do that because I don't know how to convince the ladies. Many of them turned me down because my approach or procedure was very poor. Thankfully, God gave me a very wonderful wife. Okay, Berima Kubaji. So you still believe that you should test the waters. So at least a certain number. Interesting. This one says, wow, that's not bad from the counselor. Well, I'm 20 and I gladly have dated just 10 and my current clearly looks like my wife. She is Eunice Arthur, aka Shivadi General. Okay, J Vadi, nice one there. This one says, God have mercy on them. This is Madi Sana from Hamele. This one says, we started this since the 80s, so we beg, counselor, leave us alone. You are spoiling the market every day. And this is Ransford from Takwa. Is that why you don't like him? Is that why a lot of you guys don't like him? Because he's spoiling your market? Really? Okay. This one says, this counselor talks a lot. This is from AJ Boachi in Sunyani. And this one says, this man, do people still listen to him? This is Fred in Koforidua. And okay, thank you for the compliment. And okay, so this is also talking about Nanado. It says, please, why does Nanado want to come to power before those factories? I think it's a political talk. You didn't add your name and location. And Nelson in Koforidua says, Mr. Councillor Ayiko. Benjamin, thank you so much. This one says, when did he change and become a counselor? This is Aaron from that year, so I don't understand what you mean by when did he change. This one says, I dated 67 and still counting. I want to stop, but beautiful girls keep coming my way. Hey, Prosper from Tamale. Hey, so you're not the one who's searching for them. They're beautiful girls anyway. Let's talk about Father's Day, because I know if you don't move from this one, the comments will be a lot and I can't read all of them. But let's talk about Father's Day. And social media trackers say that this year's Father's Day so far has been the best celebrated on social media. Do you agree? Or how did you celebrate your dad yesterday? Or if you're a father, how were you celebrated? We spoke to some people on the streets and here's what they had to say.
Actually, I celebrated a normal Father's Day because, people wished me Happy Father's Day on WhatsApp. I got some few calls from other friends wishing me happy potential Father's Day. I also called my dad in the morning wishing him Happy Father's Day, and I was really thankful to him for bringing me this far, paying my fees, and also nurturing me this way.
Actually, I went to church to thank God. It's a global celebration. I went with the kids, and in the morning, their mom told them to come and wish me, a happy Father's Day, and I was so grateful. It went on okay. Yeah. Oh, well, just a small party with the kids, Minra and whatever sorts, to make them aware that Daddy loves them and Daddy is there for them. Whatever they need, they should contact Daddy and Mom, and it went on successfully.
It was lovely. At least my daughter was able to call me and wish me a happy Father's Day. I think that is enough for me. I went to church and I celebrated it. I also thank God.
I lost my dad about some 29 years ago, but I called my mentors. There are people I look up to as my dad. So I called a few of them and wished them Father's Day, because if it had not been for them, I don't think I would have been in this world. It's not anyone whom you call. It's not only your biological father that you can say is your father, but there are others who has contributed so much into our lives that I feel they deserve to be appreciated on that special day.
In actual fact, in the morning, so many people send me a lot of wishes through WhatsApp and text message. And I went to church in the morning by 7 o'clock. And after that, when I came home, I saw that my eldest daughter, who just completed school, just wrote me something like a note, telling me, wishing me a lot of things on behalf of all the 3 girls. I have 3 girls anyway. So I read it, I was so happy.
On the Father's Day, I don't want to say much, but I'll also be a father, so I say it's a good thing. We have to celebrate them. The Bible says, honor them, honor your father and your mother. It didn't say honor them when they are rich or they are good. So no matter how they are, we have to celebrate them and pray for them.
People send me messages wishing me Happy Father's Day, and also send others to those who are older than me and those who have gotten married and then they have been, I send them and I wish them Happy Father's Day. And I think we need to also comment on our fathers, but not necessarily mother, because when you compare the Father's Day to the Mother's Day, and sometimes when it comes to the compliments, they normally give to our mothers, and I think our mothers deserve it, but fathers also play a role in upbringing of the children in the house.
Well, I had a great time with my dad, the whole family, just spend a little time out, and that's what it's all about. But yeah, this one says, there wasn't much to talk about on media, unlike Mother's Day. Most of the radio stations will be playing music like Sweet Mother, I Will Forget You. But I've never heard a Father's Day song go. That's true. Anyway, Elijah Kelly in Abuja says Father's Day is like a rat inside. I can understand that. And Kylie Gerard says, no, my dad died on March 19, no Father's Day for me. And Nwabote Ebaute sighs and says it was boring. Sally for one heart sighs and says it was beyond description. Anyway, it was very interesting. A lot of your comments coming in here on Joy News Interactive. But before I go, this one says, unfortunately, my dad is late, but I prayed for him. Time is up. Unfortunately, a lot of your comments are coming in, but I can't take it all. Thank you so much for your company here on Joy News Interactive. Don't forget, the conversation continues on all our social media platforms. Just find us Twitter, Facebook, Instagram with the name Joy News on TV. My job here is done. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.